Hello and welcome to episode 28 of the Clutch Report. Karak, it's been a very exciting week in the Premier League, and I think there's only one place to start, unfortunately. The nightmare is coming true. Arsenal are now 9 points clear with a game in hand. But if City win that game in hand, it'll be six. But how are you feeling about Arsenal potentially winning the league?
I think, I try to jinx it. I've been trying to jinx it for a while. I've been saying City to win, City to win. But I think it's quite clear now. 9 points. I think with 8 games remaining, I think Arsenal are going to take it. It just feels like, they just have answers to every questions. Even the Everton game, if you look at, we can actually go straight into that Everton game. They weren't great. They didn't look that great at all. Fans also were like a little stressed that, will we get those points? They got the 2 points. They scored the 2 goals in the end, albeit like, Pickford jumped in like, he's diving into the swimming pool. That's a different story. But then they just know how to win, dude. And I think in the Premier League, whatever said and done about their style, I think we both have been supremely critical about their style. Whatever said and done, man, they're going to win it. And the theory in which we all have lived, or because we have played sport, is that whatever you do, if you win that title, if you win anything, man, respect to you. So I think at this point I've reached a stage where I'm like, okay, listen, I respect you guys. You guys have won. Not like I like their football style, but I think they did it. They know how to win.
Yeah. I mean, we have to give a little bit of credit to, I think, that young kid, Max Tauman. He's become the youngest ever scorer in Premier League history. And you could see when he came on for Zubimendi in that game, he turned it around, right? He had more attacking intent. Most of the play was going through him. He's really good on the ball in terms of dribbling. I don't want to push it this far, but a little bit of that messy energy is there. I know. It's an extravagant statement, but just he felt very silky on the ball. Is all I want to say. Okay, he seemed very
Shiv, are
silky
you
on the
a
ball.
are you a closet Arsenal fan, Shiv? Because only Arsenal fans talk like this.
All I was trying to say, he was very silky on the ball, and he was influential in both goals, right? So he essentially turned that game on its head. That, like you said, that cross which Pickford should not have come out for, leads to the first goal, and then of course the second goal, Pickford is well ahead, and then but he still has to dribble past a couple of players and then score, which he did, and then Arsenal get over the line. But yeah, I think it's just 9 points is far too much right now. That game at the Etihad, which was supposed to be the so-called title decider. But now, even if Arsenal lose that game, they're still ahead. But I think we can quickly move on to City. I think it's been a disappointing sort of challenge so far. I thought, especially after losing to Madrid midweek, I thought they'll throw all their eggs into this basket, but just a really like shoddy performance against West Ham.
No, no, absolutely. And I think just the treatment of Ryan Shirky, right? Like, we saw him in December. He was playing all those games. And then, boom, he's bought Semenyo. And then, weirdly, he's giving Semenyo that role in the middle. He's not playing Shirky a lot more than what he needs to be playing. It's just so weird, right? Because knowing Pep, we all know he just keeps changing, 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 changing. But then, where is that creativity in the middle? Like, if you look at that City team, without Shirky, when Shirky came out against West Ham, look at the number of passes he tried to put in for Haaland, for Mamouche, for Semenyo. So, mm, again, with City, one thing with Pep is that you buy whoever you want, Pep, but please don't play shit football because honestly, they don't play that well this year. Like, even
Yeah.
you can agree to it. And the form of Haaland, man, I think no one's talking about it, but where is that train, brother? The
Yeah.
choo-choo train is missing.
Yeah. And we can say as soon as the train stopped, their form is sort of nosedived, right? So just how influential that man is on the team is crazy. And I don't think he scored in the last at least a month and a half. He hasn't scored a goal for them in the Premier League. So it's just coincided with their form also dipping. They've drawn two in a row now. And just that the challenge for the title race doesn't seem to be on this year anymore. Arsenal seem to be running away with it, which is sad. I mean, although I did want Arsenal to win in the end, but I was
Mhm.
hoping that there's a close title challenge, but that seems to be drifting away. I think, yeah, that Arsenal City game, even if they win, maybe there'll be one last choke, but it seems highly unlikely because I think City will also drop more points, right? That run which they usually go on of whether that's 8, 9, 10 games in a row, that doesn't seem like it's going to happen this year. think the only thing they're going to fight for is that Carabao Cup, which they have, which they're in the final for. Even in the FA Cup, they've got you guys, which we'll come on to soon. But do you want to briefly touch on the Champions League games also? I think all the Premier League teams struggled except for, I think even
Newcastle.
Arsenal struggled, to be honest. We've
Except
had
for
Arsenal
Newcastle, yeah.
drawing, Newcastle drew, Tottenham, Chelsea, and Liverpool lost. So the Premier League, which is supposed to be the best in the world, all these teams have struggled in the round of 16.
No, that's also because, if you look at, let's start with PSG, right? PSG in their league, they're supremely lucky to get a break off on a Saturday, Sunday because they're playing the Champions League, which the Premier League will never ever do.
Mhm.
And just the number of fixtures, man, in the Premier League, there was no January break for the Premier League teams, but PSG and the other teams had like a nice, beautiful break. So the players were a lot more refreshed. Those are not reasons. But again, if you look at the Chelsea PSG game, I thought Chelsea were very, very good. Unfortunate because of their keeper to
Mhm.
just he gave away 2 goals. If it was say 3-2, could have been a great game at
Yeah.
Stamford Bridge. And then if you look at City Madrid, man, Madrid was sensational. I
Mhm.
thought great game. I thought overall they were fantastic. And City again, what is that formation? I think we speak about this every time. How are you randomly playing Semenyo in that middle? Like, what is the thought process behind it? Like, if you go look at that attack, he's randomly started playing 4-2-4. So,
Yeah.
again, with Pep Guardiola, no one knows what he's thinking. And, like, I think you rightly pointed out, right? He has two draws with Nottingham Forest and West Ham. And these two guys are relegation
Yeah.
candidates,
That should be
and
6 points.
that should be 6 points. You close your eyes and you move on. But weirdly, this season, right, Shiv? City have been dropping points so much. Arsenal also have been dropping points when City have been dropping points. But now Arsenal are like, listen, fuck it. I'm just going to win a couple of games because I know City are going to drop points. So with City, it's shocking that they've been this poor in the title race. Obviously, we're not talking about Liverpool now because Liverpool arguably have the worst ever, like, title race, title winners, and
Defense.
then title defense, But yeah, man, it's shocking. I'm a little surprised because where is Foden? No
Mhm.
one's talking about Foden, the man. He's been the golden child of England for how long now? Where
And
is
he'll
he?
still start for England. You watch, even though he's been in this form, 100% he'll start for England.
Exactly, right? There's so many questions to be asked. Like, but again, Rodri, after the ACL tear, no one's speaking about him. No one's saying a word about the Ballon d'Or winner,
Mhm.
Rodri. What is he doing in games?
Yeah.
Like, you can see, like, Silva, Bernardo Silva. We can talk about each and every player from Man City and we can be like, hey, listen, I think this
Yeah.
squad is in their last, like, they've just reached that 95% and there's only 5 more% they can give. So, how weird would it be, Shiv, if I say City need a rebuild?
They're always rebuilding, my friend. You're just adding brick after brick, throwing one brick, adding one brick. So City is constantly rebuilding. And just going back to that Madrid game, I thought they started the game pretty well. Like you said, it looked like they were going for that one quick away goal. But as soon as Valverde scores that first goal, it was all Madrid from there. And we can also quickly move on to your boys. You've had a loss to Galatasaray. And yesterday, I just thought a really, really crappy performance against a Spurs team that had lost 6 games in a row. And you can't say that Spurs didn't deserve at least a draw from that game.
Shiv, I thought Spurs were actually brilliant. I thought we made them look like the competent team, and Richarlison should have had a hat trick. I thought we were piss poor, didn't understand, just genuinely didn't understand that team selection. I know we have Galatasaray. Again, we have Soboslai on in right back, who has been our best player of the season. Frimpong, right wing. Listen, remove Frimpong, remove pace from Frimpong. What does he offer? Absolutely nothing. Wait, I'm not finished. I'm not finished. Then you have McAllister. Ridiculous stat. He went for 12 duels. Guess how many he won?
8?
Two. So
Oh my God.
that is McAllister's stats. Now I'll go to my man Cody Gakpo. What did you see him do other than the outer foot and that shot where Vicario saved? Tell me where he was. He was playing strike. Please tell me where he was. I have not finished yet. Then you have Robertson for that goal. What is that header? I know you got pushed. What? Bloody give it a fucking jump and give it a very good shot? What are you
I
trying to
think
like?
he took his eyes off the ball. He
But
focused more on pushing the player, and the ball
exactly.
hit him.
And then you have Virgil van Dijk. Okay, I don't blame him. You couldn't do anything for that goal, okay, because it was just unfortunate. But again, it just looked like from like the second half, there was no defensive cohesion. There was no midfield to defense cohesion. Attack is just doing their own bloody thing. Man, you remove Frimpong, you get in Salah. You remove Rio, you get in Hugo Ekitike. Who do you keep? Cody Gakpo. Who's still playing right back? Dominic Soboslai. Like, what are these changes, Shiv? Like, I expect my football team to just play a decent brand of football. I'm not expecting them to play a flashy brand of football like Klopp, like Pep. But bro, this is terrible, man. This is horrendous. We play like an
Yeah.
ISL team. Even yesterday when we were watching the game, like I was texting you. How poor was the quality? Is this a Premier League game we're talking about?
Yeah. I thought, I mean, just the sheer sloppiness, right, in midfield. I understand Slot likes to play a little slower, likes to hold on to the ball. But if that's your plan, your players need to be better at holding on to the ball. The number of times you were losing the ball in midfield, and also Spurs, to be honest, right? They were also losing the ball consistently in midfield. That's why I just thought going forward, both teams were just so sloppy. You all would win the ball back, give it right back immediately. And you said you thought Spurs were really good. I don't think they were really good. I just thought it was a good spirited performance compared to what we've seen from them. I don't think they were like there was much quality in terms of going forward, but they showed heart and desire. That's what I will give them. But they also were giving the ball away. And once they got to the final third, they didn't really show much for it, to be honest. Even their goal that Richarlison scores in the end is a total mishit, right? But I think they deserve that equalizer. And with Liverpool, I can't. The dip in McAllister and Gravenberch, like players you guys were like singing praise for from the top of the stadium, last year, just like about how good they were. Their drop in standard has been phenomenal. I mean, I couldn't believe how easily McAllister was losing the ball and just such poor decision making, right? I remember towards the second half, there was one, he was driving through the midfield. It almost felt like no one around him was screaming like man on, man on. And he's lost the ball there because he just doesn't play the simple pass. So, I mean, now you've got Galatasaray and you have to beat them at the COP to go through. How do you see that game going?
Man, I'll be very honest. If he doesn't get sacked, we're talking about the sloppiness. I call it the slottiness because, we've seen the script this season. I just knew we were going to concede, but with that Galatasaray game, man, I'm just hoping we qualify. But the way we are playing, and it's a European night, so I guess Anfield will pull through. But man, I think we just looked like a terrible football unit at the moment, and you know what? To be fifth, to be fourth, and to see Chelsea behind you, I just laugh every time because
No, you're
Chelsea have
fifth
been
only.
bad too.
Villa is still ahead of you, my friend.
Oh, Villa's ahead of us.
Yes, Villa is ahead of you.
Oh Jesus, anyway, I think we should talk about. We should just go back to that game again and slot. Man, 5 games we won in the first 5 games. Since then, 25 games played, 9 win, 7 draws, 9 losses. So slot ka bhai, I don't know what the fuck is going on in my football club. If this was any other club, wouldn't you
Yeah,
agree, Shiv, that you'd be sacked?
I think so. I mean, similar results. United and Chelsea have pulled the plug. But like we've discussed earlier, he just has that, because he won the league last year, he has that little money in the bank, left, which is dragging him at least till the end of the season. I have a question, like if he gets top four, say you'll beat Galatasaray but lose in the quarterfinals, which seems likely, right? Because you're going to play PSG. You might beat Galatasaray. Do you think the board will keep him? I know you don't want to keep him, but do you think the board keeps him?
See, I think they haven't signed a contract yet. So he's only signed a 2-year deal. So at this moment, there is no talk about him signing the new deal. So far, it looks like they just want to finish the season off with Slot and then move on to a different manager. But just knowing Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards, it's just that they also seem to be following a pattern where they just need a manager who could listen to them. And Slot is kind of like that manager. If you just look at the players we have sold, obviously we can't be Pep. We can't be Man City where we can't get managers who can be checkbook managers. I'm not saying that. I
Mhm.
think Pep is one of the greatest managers ever to even like
No,
manage
no, slander
any
Pep all
football
you
club.
want, bro. Go for it.
But I'm just saying, like, we can't have managers where they can be checkbook managers, right? We have to always balance it, net spend and all that nonsense. But then no one's even talking about or no one's giving shit about trying to slot spending 450 million in a season
Exactly.
with the players. You would have discussed this with Michael Edwards. Not a single word about that. And
Hmm.
how bad have they been? Let's go look at Florian Wirtz. What a terrible game yesterday. Like he was so poor, rightfully removed. Hugo Ekitike. By he looked like he's been playing five-a-side in my house and then he's come to play football at Anfield. He didn't want to run. He didn't want to run, Shiv. Like, it was so irritating. Kirkez, where was he? He's not
On
even
the
playing
bench,
Kirkez
baby.
on. He was on the bench. Now, these are the three players I've looked at, and I'm telling you this, like, obviously, Ekitike been the only shining grace for us. But then overall, Shiv, man, I'm
Yeah,
using my phone while watching Liverpool play, Shiv. It's been that bad. It's genuinely that bad. And
yeah,
when it comes to a point where you're just using Twitter and watching Liverpool play, or any football team play, you just know your team sucks donkey balls. And that's what's
yeah.
happening. We suck.
And especially against a team that's been struggling so far. I expected you guys to win that game by 3 or 4 goals yesterday, to be honest. And I was shocked because I have watched Liverpool, but also, like you said, like I'm on my phone and watching. But yesterday was a game I was watching, like, I watched pretty much the whole 90 minutes. And I was just shocked as to the level of, I mean, the quality was just so poor from both teams. And to be honest, a fair result at the end. But I think we should move on to a team that's sitting pretty in third right now. I think that top four race, top five race. I don't want to jump the gun too quickly, but now I think we are 6 points, no, 3 points ahead of Villa. We are 5 points ahead of you guys and 6 points ahead of Chelsea. So should be sitting pretty. I think United are front row contenders to make that Champions League spot. And yeah, the carrick wheel continues.
Shiv, don't say front row contenders. You guys are top four. Like it's done and dusted, Shiv. Let's look at Villa, dude. Villa have lost to you guys. Villa have lost to Chelsea. Look at us. We're drawing to bloody Tottenham, losing to bloody Wolves. Look at Chelsea there. Chelsea is losing to Newcastle, drawing to Leeds, drawing to Burnley. So listen, you guys are doing well. I'm enjoying the way you guys are playing football. I must say, I'm enjoying the fans in Old Trafford. It's kind of giving me that back to 2007, back to 2008, where Ferguson was there. But you tell me, Shiv, how are you feeling? Shiv, I spoke to you yesterday over the phone. Man, it felt like you were having a good time.
I think, Karak, there is only one place to start, and this has become a weekly appreciation post for Mr. Bruno Fernandes. Give him that Player of the Year award. I don't think anyone comes close in terms of consistency, in terms of carrying a team on their shoulders, in terms of producing numbers. I know people throw Rice in the mix, and maybe because he is going to win the league, that he's a contender. But I'm sorry, bro. This Bruno Fernandes also played half of this season in a deeper lying sitting midfield position. And he has still got 15 Premier League assists. Imagine if he played further up. He probably would have 19, 20 by now and would easily break that Premier League assist record. But he's on course to beat it. I think he needs 6 more or 5 more in the next 8 games. Just phenomenal level of quality. If you see the pass he plays for Cunha yesterday, one quick scan, first touch straight to Cunha, and that brings us the second goal. Even the first one, it's a beautiful corner. Casemiro doing his usual. I think he scored 6 or 7 goals this season, most from set pieces, and it's his record highest goal tally. So, I mean, Bruno, man, what are we going to do without him, man? It's just been such a phenomenal season for him. I feel like he's brought his level, one level higher. And yeah, I really hope he gets that assist record and Premier League Player of the Year award. If anybody gets it, it'll be the biggest scam of the year, 100%.
Shiv, come on. I think I don't know. I just feel like, see, I agree with most of your points, but I think with the player of the year, I think it usually goes to the player who's actually won the league. I think that's been
I
that's
get
been
that,
the
but if he gets the assist record, are you saying he doesn't deserve it?
I just feel like, it might be Gabriel or Declan Rice. Like, I think just genuinely going by how it goes, I understand that Bruno has been sensational. Like, if he breaks the assist record, yes, there is a chance. But I think we got to look at some variables here. I'm going to put it out there. You let me know what you think. I just feel like the 40 game season also has a lot to do with it. I'm not saying anything, but I think Arsenal will looks like they're going to be playing 62 games. Liverpool look like they're going to be playing 58 games. Chelsea look like they're going to play 63 games again if they play the Club World Cup. City again look like they're going to play 62 games. So the 20 extra games which they're playing outside of the Premier League, that's what I feel like, if I'm not saying anything, I think Bruno has been sensational. But do you think only because of this, certain players have dropped the gun a little bit in the other teams?
Fair point, but I'm not going to go as far as Avinish and say that he should win Ballon d'Or. I'm saying Premier League Player of the Year award. Now, there are 38 Premier League games for all players, and that's all he can do, right? And like I said earlier, it's just the sheer influence on the team, right? When you take Bruno out of our team, we're a totally different unit. You take Declan Rice, yes, there is an impact, but the difference is huge when you take out Bruno and when you take out Rice. So that's why I feel like sheer influence on the team. Whenever we look at United struggling in a moment, we're only looking at one player to bail us out most of the time, and that is Bruno Fernandes. We've been talking about Sesko over the past few weeks, coming on as a super sub. Most of those assists have been from Bruno Fernandes. Just his sheer selflessness on the ball, um, just he lifts his hand when you need him. And he's beaten Beckham's record now, if he gets that assist record, which no one has come close to beating. I mean, it's with De Bruyne and Henry, I think. No one has come close to beating it. And he genuinely, I really hope he does. That's my clear argument for him. And if he played further forward, my man, he would have had 25 assists, bro. I'm telling you. He's just been that good this season. And to think we were so close to selling him, thank God. We cannot sell him for at least 2 more years. We cannot replace Casemiro and Bruno in the same summer transfer window. So, yeah, just phenomenal. I thought Cunha also was really good yesterday. I thought Sheshko came on and again, sheer desire to get a goal. Like he created that goal from out of nothing. The ball was sort of ricocheting. He jumps over a defender and then fucking smashes it, which creates that goal. Even there, Sheshko could have had another goal, which would have been an assist for Bruno. But I don't know what Sheshko did with that. It was a half cross, half shot, and
To Ahmad, yeah, I
yeah,
saw that.
and it went out. But yeah, happy days for United. I think, like you said, we should definitely get top four from here. And then those conversations about Michael Carrick will start again soon. It was a much better performance compared to, we've had a few like flat performances when it came to Newcastle, West Ham, maybe even Everton to a certain degree. But yesterday was a far more assured performance, especially in that second half. First half was a bit odd because we didn't play Sheshko, but we kept whipping the ball in the box. And I'm like, if you're going to do this, play Sheshko. Why are you playing Mbumo? But yeah, eventually we got the win, and a big win considering just what we're going for this season. But we should quickly move on to another team, which
But
is
before we move
yes,
on, I
sir.
just want to talk about another thing with United. Usually 1-0 up, going down, going back to 1-1. If this was the previous United, not under Carrick, you'd be like, here we go again. But
Yeah.
with this United team, what was so refreshing to see was that I was like, bro, they're going to score two more. And
Mm,
that has been that's come out of just Michael Carrick just trying to empower the lads here. And I think he's done a fantastic job so far, even though they haven't played, say, great football in some games. But I feel like just that desire to get that goal, even though you're drawing or if you're losing, is something very refreshing to see from a United team.
yeah. No, absolutely spot on. I mean, he's restored belief, right? Like with Amarim, when we were 1-0 up, he was always trying to protect the lead. Like he'd bring on like for like defender and things like that. But with Carrick, he wants to get that second goal, wants to get that third goal. Yesterday, Villa had a 10-minute spell where I thought they were very good, which is where they get that goal from United, sort of went to sleep. But apart from that, I think United were pretty good. And then even when they went to 1-1, he brings on Sheshko, makes positive substitutions, is spurring his players on. So it's just a very positive mindset that he's like instilled into the squad. And the squad believes that no matter what happens, we can win any game on the day, which is just so refreshing to see compared to what we saw in the first game of the season. But I think we should quickly move on to another manager who started well, to be honest, when he came in. Some people call him a maths teacher. Some people call him an English teacher.
Yeah, go on.
Is that you, my friend? Can you quickly tell me what happened at Stamford Bridge against Newcastle?
You see, the weather was splendid. I thought the grass was cut in beautifully, and I genuinely thought, just thought we played decent football.
Yeah, yeah. To continue on that, Liam, you might have played some decent football, but I want to talk to you briefly about what was going on before the game started. There was a strange little huddle of the Chelsea players surrounding the ball and the referee. What was happening there, Liam?
Man, I don't know why they keep doing that, And finally, an English ref is like, nah, screw this nonsense. I'm not going to let that happen. But I don't understand why they do it. Like, why? What is going to happen if you do that? What are they doing? Some puja there or what with the ball? I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know why you doing that. It generally feels like they watched Dandanathan goal and they've come in and they're like, listen, they're going to implement that.
Man, it was so funny to watch. First, when I looked at it, I was like, is this a meme? Because I wasn't watching the game live. I saw it on Twitter. I'm like, is this a meme? Like, and then I saw this is everywhere. They've actually done this. And then in his post-match comments, he's like, yeah, we really wanted to respect the ball, so that's why we surrounded them like that.
So that means puja part. Come to India, sir.
But man, Rosenior has come out with some real like gems this season. This respect the ball thing was amazing. We've seen him at MVM events, which is a popular, partying global sensation. Like Indian parties where put on Bhangra music. He's spotted there. Even in the beginning of the season, he said that, you know what managing is? You manage the age of the player. Bro, he comes across like a kid, bro. Like initially it was funny because like he was getting away with it because the team was winning. But now that the team isn't winning, this is just coming off as damn weird.
But I feel, obviously we can talk about Chelsea, but I genuinely think they play better football than Liverpool. And just going into that Newcastle game straight, it looked like Chelsea didn't get out of that first gear, man. They were just relaxing in the same gear. Gordon scored in the 19th minute. And obviously Newcastle just wanted to park the bus a little bit and counter-attack. But what
Yeah.
did Chelsea do? Like, what were they doing? Like, you've bought players worth a billion. Listen, Shiv, I'm saying a billion. Like, it's not like a
Hmm.
million, it's a billion now.
Yeah.
Let's look at that squad, dude. Let's dissect that squad. I'm gonna go into the wingers section. Garnacho. I think he's the only winger who even looks half decent, and he's bad. Pedro Neto. Gittins. Okay, now I've said three wingers. Do you think they start for any of the top six or top seven or top eight?
No chance. We had Garnacho, and I can tell you, wow, what an upgrade Cunha is from Garnacho. I saw a video of Cucurella just being so frustrated with Garnacho in that game because he constantly gives himself as an option and Garnacho does not look at him. Similar to Gakpo,
Correct.
he's always cutting in, and then trying to shoot, or he'll pass across the line towards the other winger. Just that constant recycling of the ball from one wing to the other. But there's no real penetration, right? So, but like you said, just a proper winger issue for Chelsea.
And then, bro, look at that striker. So other than João Pedro, they decided to loan out Nicholas Jackson, which I thought was a
Mm.
disaster of a decision. And they bought Cody Rhodes from WWE, man, Liam Delep. Brother, what does he offer? Like, I'm so sorry, Liam Delep. I think you're a decent player, but you're not top 10 quality. Like,
Yeah,
it's pretty obvious. Whenever they're down, he comes on. All I see him do is foul. There is nothing I see him do. And then
yeah,
you have, I think we need to talk about Cole Palmer here, Shiv, because I feel like Liam, I think he still hasn't figured out how to use him because he's playing him on the left. But I feel like he's more suited in the central role. That's what I think. And I think even you might also agree with me because I think that's where he can
yeah,
float around right, left, and center. But here, if you give him only the right role, I just feel like the other side of the pitch just looks like no one wants to play football. And everything goes through Mr. Cole Palmer. And then you have Reece James playing centre mid. I understand that you've been playing him centre mid for a while. But I don't know, man. I don't think he fits in well in that centre mid position. You rather play him right back, but obviously he has his injury concerns, so that's why he's moved him to the centre mid role. And I think he's a phenomenal player, but just that team, like I don't understand that center.
Yeah,
Let's go into the centre backs, mate. Like none of those centre backs will play in top 10. Also, I'm telling you this right now. Like
yeah.
Chalabao, Fofana, brother. Gordon is running with the bloody ball. Okay, without the ball, Fofana has stopped running. And Murphy has
Yeah.
just passed the ball to Gordon, and Gordon turns back. There's nobody there.
Nobody there.
So these are all, and they've been making these elementary mistakes since the
Yeah.
start of the season. And man, Chelsea look bad.
Yeah, I
Chelsea
think
look
they're
bad.
relatively good at keeping the ball, but like you said, making these silly errors at the back and just lack of penetration going forward. They get to that final third and they just look clueless because Cole Palmer hasn't been in the form that we're used to seeing. And just overall, this is a cause for concern for England also because I don't think Saka has shown this, the form that we're used to. I don't think Phil Foden has shown the form. I don't think Cole Palmer has shown the form. So who is going to play in that sort of right wing position for England also, right?
Thomas Tuchel has been watching. He came to Anfield. Wait, he came to Chelsea the other day, I think, to watch Cole Palmer play. I don't. But anyway, with Thomas Tuchel, you never know who plays. But I
Yeah,
think the out of the three players you said, like I think the only player who's even looked half decent at this moment is Saka, right?
yeah.
Only because I think he's playing for a team which is going to be the champion soon. But also, that's the Saka you can get. Saka's output has never been that great. But
Hmm.
Saka will give you 5 dribbles, will give
Yeah.
you 4 big chances created per game. But then with
Right.
Palmer, because of his groin issue,
Mhm. Yeah.
it's and with Mr. Foden, Mr. 47, I
Yeah.
hardly even see him play, brother. I think the last time I saw him play was last year.
Yeah. I think Saka will get the nod because he also has shown far more consistency in the England shirt. Foden hasn't shown even like 10% of what he is in a Man City shirt. He's not shown that in an England shirt. And Palmer, yeah, it's just a form issue. If he can somehow turn it around, maybe he gets the nod. But right now, Saka probably is front runner, even though he's not at his best right now. But yeah, Chelsea, I think, yeah, it's tough now. I can't really predict who's going to get that fourth and fifth spot. I think United should get third. Um, Villa also have dropped off. I thought they were decent for maybe 10, 15 minutes of the game against United. But yeah, it's two of those three spots is up for grabs, and it's just about who can show more consistency, right?
Yeah, man, I think just looking at the 3 teams, I think all 3 teams look bad at the moment. Very, very inconsistent. Don't don't play that freely also. And it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be a tough watch for the next 4 weeks or 6 weeks because we have some tough games. We play you, we play Chelsea, uh Chelsea play you, Chelsea play us, Chelsea play I
Mm.
think City too or Arsenal. So
You,
it's
I
just
think you
gonna
guys
be
have Villa as well, right? Towards the end of the season.
we have towards the end of the season. Our end of the season games are really difficult. So hopefully, man, hopefully Liverpool sacks Slot and then we get an interim manager who can, again, like just what happened with United, right? You can just see the difference, right? Of what a new manager can make. Sometimes it doesn't work, but sometimes the right kind of managers who knows the club inside out, you know who I'm hinting at, if
Hmm.
he comes in and just steadies the ship a little bit, nothing like it, Shiv.
Yeah. I think we should briefly talk about the relegation battle also. Did Tottenham show you enough for you to believe that they will stay up?
Absolutely, Shiv. They have 11 injuries. I think
Mm.
no one's talking about the 11 injuries, and to come to Anfield to play the way they played, both their centre backs are playing together for the first time. So there were so many things which, as a Liverpool fan, like I was so pissed off about. But I'm not gonna go talk about Liverpool. I'm gonna talk about Spurs right now. Come on, man! Like I thought they were great. I thought they were great only because they didn't give up. They didn't put their head down.
Mm.
They wanted to attack, put the ball in, goal will come, and they stuck to their guns. I thought
Yeah.
Richarlison was fantastic. I thought Tells was very, very good. I thought the subs he made in the second half, Xavi Simons when he came on was sensational. I thought Xavi Simons was the best player in the second half. Held
Right.
the ball well, passed the ball well, moved well. So I think if you look at West Ham, Nottingham, and Tottenham, and if Tottenham continue to play the way they played, show that desire, they have a chance to survive. But again, man, West Ham with Nuno look look a little better, man. I think the draw against City will give them so much confidence. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be an interesting one, but I feel like Spurs will survive
Yeah.
the relegation battle.
I agree with you. I think if they use that yesterday's game to galvanize them and get some form, of course, they're going to exit the Champions League. They are also 5-2 down, so I don't see them turning that around. So they'll pretty much just have the league to focus on. And then maybe a few players will come back from injury and from suspension. I think Van de Ven is out due to suspension rather than injury.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I think they showed me enough that they'll survive. But even West Ham, man, getting a draw against City, so it's going to go right down to the wire, I feel, but probably Forest, maybe the ones going down. We don't know yet. It's still up for grabs. Um, but yeah, the top four race is still alive. The relegation race is still alive. I think the battle for the top may have been decided this past weekend. Still outside chance for City, but yeah, I think Liverpool still have the Champions League to fight for. Are you going to predict your team to beat Galatasaray midweek?
Yeah, man, I think we'll beat Galatasaray. I think we'll beat them 3-0.
Okay, wow, confident prediction even after that Spurs result. But yeah, I think any other thoughts you have from this past Premier League game week?
I think, Shiv, just one thought. Liverpool FC, Michael Edwards, if you're listening to me, sack slot. Thank you so much.
All right, on that note, that has been episode 28 of the Clutch Report, and we will catch you guys in the next one.